Hey friends, as you are requesting me to explain the tutorials, so today I am going to start this tutorial with the explanations. You can see here a simple dark portfolio design with animations and sliders. So let's create this beautiful design step by step. So now I am in Visual Studio Code. You can see here the structure of our web page. You can see here the images folder, index.html, script.js, style.css, and text sources. This basically file I'm providing because what the text I'm using on this web page are here. You can copy and paste this text to your web page. So for the helping purpose and for the speeding the code, I use these techniques. Okay, so now first of all we need to create our HTML code for our entire structure of the web page. You can see that all the images are inside the this images folder. So let's create our first HTML file, and as usual we have to use simple HTML file here. This is dark theme web page portfolio website. So our header is ready, and now for the purpose of the slider and the icons we need to external CSS and JavaScript library. So for that purpose, first of all I am using here, it's a commenting here, and I'm using remix icon CSS library. So for that purpose we have to move on to our on Google. I just find it out remix icon CDN, and from the available resources I click on CDN.js, and I have to just copy this library. I copied URL and we have to paste it here. So this is for the remix icon that we are going to use in our web page, and then for the swiper CSS slider, for the slider we are going to use swipers slider, and for CSS file we link here CSS file, and for JavaScript we will copy the script file at the end of this HTML page before the closing the body tag, we can say here, right? So first of all let's find the CSS for the swiper.js. So you can see that this is the swiper.js, and we have to first copy this CSS bundle, right? So where is the CSS bundle? Here you can see this is CSS bundle. So copy it. We need these two files. So first of all I'm copying CSS file and paste it. So this is the swiper bundle CSS file now available with our index.html. So we use this two external library for the icon as and for the slider. Now we also need to use JavaScript library. So for that purpose we have to use script tag here, and we have to copy paste swiper.js here. So you can see this is the URL for the swiper bundle min.js. So I'm copying this file and paste it. So now the entire thing has been created that's we need. So let's start to write our code. First of all we have to write the code for the navbar. So here is the navbar code. I'm simple commenting here so you can understand with this is the nav tag. Now in div we have to use class logo for our logo, right? And I'm using image here, and for that purpose we have to use logo, right? So this is the logo section in for the navbar, and then we have to move on our menu. So for this purpose we have to use menu class with the unordered list, and you can see that. So here we have to use anchor tag within li, and we have to specify menu options. So first is home, second one is for about, and So we have to create our entire menu with our required option. And final is contact. So here you can see the output. This is the menu, and because our logo is in white mode, so you can see here this is the logo. So when we change the background color in black, you can easily see the our logo. So our menu section has been completed, and one more thing we need to do is we have to specify bars. This is for the bars. When we resize our menu, the bar will appear on the screen. So currently you can see that this is a simple icon I'm using with inside the div, right? So now you can see we have the bars with this particular menu. So let's come to the Visual Studio Code, and now we write the CSS code for this navbar. So now we have to start with our CSS code, and first of all we need to use whatever the font we are going to try with our web page. We have to import that font inside this CSS file. So I'd already copied and find it the Google fonts, right? So I can explain you how we have to access this fonts, right? So you can see that this is the import URL, and this path is I copied from the Google, where I find the Poppins font. You can see the Poppins family. So in my web page, in this tutorial, I'm going to use this Poppins font for the web page. So I'm just importing this font, and for this purpose you have to move on to the browser, and so this is Google, and we need to find Google fonts, and you can see that we have the fonts. So now you can see here the Poppins already available because I already used it, so you can find it here. But in this Google fonts you can find any kind of the fonts, and just use that font in your. So I just find Poppins, and you can see here, right? So if you want whatever the font you want, to have to select it all the fonts. Suppose I selected this font, and then so once you selected the font, you find this font with the selected font over here, and you can get code from this get embedded code. Click on it, you can find the link as well as the import syntax. So I just copied this syntax and paste in my code. So you can use any number of fonts using this Google font. So I hope you understand. Now let's move to the Visual Studio Code and write our code, CSS code for our design. First of all, we need to write CSS code for all the common things. So basic thing is that you can see here asterisk sign, which is the universal selector, means we are writing code for all the elements commonly here. So what I am setting here, so the basic purpose of this universal selector is to set basic CSS for all the available element on the web page. So margin is by default we are setting to 0, then make padding 0, right? Box sizing, border box. So list style none. So as you use list style none, you will see that all the UL another list having the bulleted will be disappear, right? So without any, and this is text decorations none for all the anchor tags. So when you use anchor tag, so you can find that the text with the anchor tag having a underline, so this property will remove all the decorations from the tag. So the basic font family that we are going to use is what? Of course, that is Poppins, right? And scroll behavior is smooth for smooth scrolling. So this is our universal selectors, and we set out all the basic default values for our all elements for the page. Now this is the variable declaration sections where I can write variables for all the basic requirement and set the default value for the variables. So in CSS, if you want to create variables, you have to start your variable name with the double dash white color. So you can see that this is for the color, and I set the color name white, and then black color. Of course, for that we have to use hexa 000. So this is for the text, and for that purpose I am using text color 999. This is for the font, and you can see here so this is the basic thing everyone must have to define when they write their own code. So this is the good techniques to write code. For border I am using so this is for the border color. You can see that here is the border. For transitions I am using, so this is transition time, and this is transition, so this is transition 2, and I'm going to use, so this is our basically variables we define for the root. Now we have to move our next explanations for the Navbar code, but before that this is a very simple fundamentals. Whenever you start your write a CSS code, so you must have to use these techniques. First of all, define the universal selector to define or set all the basic value or default value for your web page that you want to use, and then you define your variables. So this is the root, right? And I'm defining all this variable for colors and borders and other things that we need to use many times. So this is good practice for that. And now this is the element selector, as you know that, and we are using background color here. And as now see that I'm using our variable. So to use variable color we need to have use var keyword with the bracket, and within the bracket we have to specify our color variable name. So currently I am using background color as black, so I used simply black color. So and for overflow hidden, right? So this is a simple thing that we need to do. And if you want to overwrite other things, so you have to make it important, so that if it conflicts with something else, so this will be prioritized. Now we have to write for the Navbar code. So now we have write little code for our web page in CSS file. So first of all we need to link this CSS in our code. So this is external CSS, and we have to use style.css. So we have already linked with that. Save this file, right? Now you can see that here is our page, right? So let's write our code for the Navbar. So now we have to write code for the nav width 100%, height as we need it. So height and width, so we provide display flex property, justify content space between. So as you write this code, you can see that, so using the display flags we can manage our menu in most easiest way. So now our logo, and you can see that the flags property basically by default used to create a horizontal layout, right? So the logo and our UL section has been in a single horizontal manner. So because I used space between, so you can see that for the logo section div and for UL there's a space, and it space between automatically adjusts the horizontal space between the content. So let's move to the code. Sorry, you can see by mistake I use here space around. So because of that, you can find that the space between the edge of the body and with this content is quite good, right? And if you want to use maximize, if you want to use maximum width of this particular web page, we have to write space between. So here we have to use a space between. So it's one of the most powerful technique. So you can see now this is the clear using maximize the space of this web page. So after that, let's set the align item center to center the content, and then padding, this is for top and this is for the left and right. So we are using padding for top and left 0 and for left and right bars. So I'm setting here the position because I want my menu simply fixed. So I used fixed so that the menu will be fixed to the web page right on the top. So setting the positions top and left 0, right? So if you're using if you don't use position fixed, right, so the top and left will not work. So keep remember that you have to use position fixed, and then you have to use top and left property, right? And as z indexed right. So now our new bar has been created, and as we know that we are using sorry, new and that dot logo. So you can see our HTML code that within this navbar, right, we have also a logo class and then the menu. So we have now we are writing code for this logo and menu. So let's create first of all logo. So we set the width of it 250 pixels, and then so within this logo class we have to specify the width of images, of course 100%. So it will be set as the width of this logo class. So after that we have to move on the menu class. So that is dot new menu. So display flags align item center. So now you can see that our logo and the menu set as we are going to design. Now new dot menu, within the menu we have li, and within li we have anchor tag. So I am going to write down code for the anchor tag, as we know that anchor tag is inline. So I am specifying the width 100% and height 100%, sorry 100 pixels. Sorry, this is for li element, right? So display flags. So now justify content center and align item center. For li we have to need specify padding 15 pixel, then overflow and position relative, right? So this is for the li, and now we need to specify. Okay, so this is for anchor tag within the li. So font size, that is 1.3 rems. We are specifying relative sizing, and then font weight, so that is 400. Font, sorry, for color we have to use variable, and that is white color. So this is our anchor tag within the navbar. And to specify more effect with the navbar, we need to use after. So this is the after with li. So sorry, we need to use content first of all, content, and then position, sorry, position absolute, top 100%, left 0, width 100%, height 100%, background color. So RGBA, you can see that we already used this color here, you can see that. So this is the right, you can also use this color. So we can name the color with sorry, it's a mistake. So yeah, so this is the color of the border. So we can also use this color directly here, right, without using variable. I just want to explain you how the there's many ways to use color and other things. So we are using directly color over here, but the best practice is that we have to use with the variable. So if you want to use the color of the variable over here, so you can use that particular color variable name. So simply, and we have to change the value. This is 3, this is for the right. So this is the background color for that. And for transitions, as we already used variable, you can see transitions. So simply we use after, and then we have to specify hover effect on li. So li hover, and then what to have you specify, that is top 0, and cursor is the pointer, right? One more thing we need to do is that we are using bar class, right? So that is for bars. Initially we need to specify bars display none. We don't want to see the bars. We always want to show the bars when our screen size is mobile, so the small screen size. So currently we are setting bars to display none. So you can see that here is the bar class. So initially we don't see this bar icon on the page, but when the screen size has been changed and smaller than the you can say that for the mobile purpose, when our screen size has been reduced, this bars will appear. So we want to create the toggle button to show the menu and hide the menu. So that purpose we are using this particular icon with the button. So this is a simple. Initially in CSS we have to specify display none. So save this code and let's check what is currently it's going. So here is the final navbar design, you can see that, and it is also with the hover effect. You can see smooth hover transitions on the menu, right? So now we have to move on our next section, that is our hero header. So hero header, so let's move to the Visual Studio Code and go for it. So let's move to the HTML file, and we have to write our code for the simple new section which is our hero section. So and we are creating slider over here with using swiper. So first of all, let's create our HTML structure for that purpose. So div dot hero. So this is the main section, and having the class name hero header, we have to define this class, right? And in this class we have to use first of all our social icon. So I'm creating a social icon class. So yes, social. So this is for our social icon, and we have to create a simple social icon. So this is for Twitter, then Facebook, LinkedIn, GitHub, Instagram. One more we need is Pinterest, right? So this is our social icon section, right? And then after this div, we need to create our swiper, right? So dot hero. So this is for our slider sections, and in this we have to specify our slider. So this is the main section. You know, whenever you design any web page, you have to very precisely, very smoothly have to clear that what is the structure of your web page, right? So you need to know that which section has to be gone and which section has to be start and where it has to close. So you can see that in hero section we start with this section, and in this we have two childs. So this is, you can say, this is the first section within the hero header. So this is social icon section, and the second one is this swiper, right? So very precisely you have to know that. And in this swiper section we have to create our slides. So this is for the first slide. I'm commenting here so you can clearly understand. This is for the slider one, right? So it's good practice to comment within the code. So always try to specify comment when you write the code. So now div swiper slide. So in this div section we have to specify our structure of this slide. So whether you want to put some text, images, sections, whatever you want. So this is the first slide, and in this that we are defining our slide structure. So first of all we need to have to specify image section, so slide section, so that is right. So this is swiper slide, and within swiper slide first of all we need to use swiper slide. And then one more thing you have to remember, that this class are from the swiper.bundle.css. so these are the predefined class provided by this external library. So keep in mind we don't have to define this class within our CSS. So this is predefined classes that provide by the swiper.js, right? So have to clear that. Even one more thing, this is the swiper, so and this is the hero swiper. We need to wrap out our slides within also one more class, so that is div dot swiper wrapper. So keep in mind that first of all we have to use swiper and then hero swiper, and then in wrapper, swiper wrapper, we have to define our slide. So this is our slide number 1, and for that purpose I use swiper slide, and this is the hero slide. So these are the class are available in the swiper bundle.css. so we need not to define this class. These are the predefined, so I will not write any code for these classes, right? Then within this we have to use our so now this is the first slide, and you can see that this is a content for our first slide. So in this stat we have to use so for the top content I created top content class, and then you can see this all text and whatever I'm here using, you can see that within the text file. So this is the top content, right, within the top container, right? And then we have to use bottom content. So in bottom we have to use left, first of all use button, and so this is the text within the button, then heading to so advancement in design, and then the paragraph text. So I told you that I have already used this text. You can see this is right. Now this is the text we need to use with this paragraph. So I copy the text and paste within this paragraph, right? So this is our first paragraph. So we design our left content. Now we have to use for right content. The class name is need to be very simple so that we can guess what we are going to design. And again paragraph, so use this text within the paragraph. And then again so this is the right content. So we define the our slide. So now we have to define this slide too, and for that purpose we can easily copy this entire code and paste so now paste code here, and you can see the same code we need to have. Now because this is slider 2, so we have to specify little more class with this slide 2. So this is slide 2, so we need to use one more class, that is hero slide 2. So all things are remain the same because our structure is same for the all slides, so we need not to make any more changes. So this is the hero container, this is top content. We have to changes the text just for the slide. This is all eyes, sorry, and then on her. So this is the text, and now for the bottom content we have to use the same thing that we are using now, advancement super so this is for slide 2, and again the paragraph text, then the right content we have to use right. And so our second slide has been ready. Now same we have to prepare for our slide 3. So now we have to paste again for slide 3, and we have to make its hero slide 3, right? So this is the changes we need to do, and of course the text. So dream come to life, and here we have to make changes for the so I'm same text I'm using here. So 3 slide, you can say that has been done here. So you can see this is the third slide. So this is third slide, and this is swiper section within the hero. This is our social icon section with this hero header. So one more thing we need to do, we have to use button for the slider. So this is div dot swiper button next dot swiper underscore btn dot swiper underscore btn underscore next. These are the classes that we are using with the you can see this is swiper button next, swiper underscore btn, swiper underscore btn next, and within this I'm going to use image, and for that purpose we have already images, arrow right, these are the svg file, right? And the same we have to use another, so one is for the left and one is for the right correct. Now, and this is for the left button, right? But we need to use change the classes for instead of next we have to use previous, right? Correct. So this is swiper button previous and this is swiper button next. Now we have to move to the css file to write the css code for this amazing slider, right? So this is hero header, and now we have to write our code for the hero header. Of course with 100% color and position relative. So this is hero has been defined, then we have to define social icons. This is, and then because we have to specify vertically, so we have to use flex direction column, right? By default the flex direction is horizontal, so you can say row, right? So I have to change the flex direction to column, and then the gap between the all child or flex item is 15 pixels. So, and finally z index, it is 99. So now what we have to do, this dot social icons, as we know that all the social icon inside the anchor tag, so I am using the css for the right icons that we have used. So font size 1, font size, width 40 pixels, height 40 pixel, right? So this is for the border color. Even we can also specify this entire border within the border variable, right? But light text, so border radius 5 pixel, right? And display, sorry, and the transition is, so we define our social icons also. And now the social icons hover effect, and background color, so for color we have to use color variable name, this is for the box shadow, and we are applying when the mouse hover will be on the this social icon, it will provide the shadow with the pointer and the background color. So this is simple, but we also want that social icon should appear one by one. So let's create that effect. Oh sorry, this is a not inside direct a, this is a inside a. So we have to use anchor tag and then nth child 1. So this is for the first child. So what we have to use animation effect, and so this is the animation name, right? This is the transition time for the animations. Delay 4.7s, forward linear, so opacity 0. So this is, we can copy this all for our all child. This is for second child, same, right? We need to use different time here, right? So again this is for This is for let's first define our animations section. So this is the animations, and we have to define first of all keyframe, and our identifier name is what? That is anim underscore rights, and transform translate x, and we have to specify so this is for anim, right? We are defining animations over here, and we have to, this is for 0, and at the 50% we have to 20 pixel, and opacity is 1, right? And at 100% we have to make it right. So this is the animations that we define used in this particular social icons. This is anim right, and we define anim right. One more thing, all the animations I will define inside this sections after the section. So this is the initial section animation that is I use with the social icons, and later whatever the animation has been specified will be defined after this section. So be clear with your code. So this is the right. So now I'm continuing with my code. So whatever we have to define CSS for other sections, I write code here, and whatever the animations I'm using will define after this animation section. So it will be a more clear that where all our animations are defined. So to define the animations we have to use keyframes and then the animations name. So you can see that this is the anim underscore right here is the name of the animations, and this is the durations, and this is the delay. So after how many milliseconds this animations will be happen. So this is the simple code and initial code for the animation for the social icons. So now we have to define the slider. So this is our class, and this is the default provided by the swiper. So let's define first of all the swiper, that is dot hero swiper, and width 100%, height padding 5%, 8%. This is for the hero swiper, right? So let's define our hero swiper. Width 100%, and then we have to use our hero slide, right? So width 100%, 100 vh height, and padding 5%, 8%. Now background image, we have to use background image, and for that purpose, right, we have a images, and this is our image for the slide 1. We have to specify background size that covers the entire area, so that's why we have to use cover background repeat we don't want to repeat our image, so there is no repeat, right? Background position, center, we set our image center, and we have to specify animation for the our slide. So this is anim, this is the animation property, this is the name of the animation that we are going to define, and then this is for the 2 seconds is the time, and this is for the delay. So this is hero slide, and now we have to only use hero slide to, this is for all the slide, and this is for the different sides. So hero slide 2 has the only changes to background images, and we have to specify the second image of the slide, so that is hero image 2, right? Just like that, we have to define for the three. So background image and URL for the third image, that is images. So now, okay, so we set all the 3 images to our different slides. Now we have to define our internal structure of the slide, so that is dot hero underscore container, right? You can check here. So this is this, you know, so, we first define hero swiper and then hero slide, so this is the common, and then when we have to move on the other slide, so we have to also specified, you know, hero slide 2 and hero slide 3. Now within that particular, within hero container, we have top content, within the hero slide we have the container, and then within the container we have the top content, bottom content, right content. So we have to define all these classes to make our structures perfectly fine according to our design. So this is, first of all, we have to define hero container. So width, it obvious, it's 100%, height 100%, then display flags, sorry, justify content space between, I want to utilize maximum space, right? So this is a line item, flags start, right? If you want to expertise in modern web designing, I must suggest that display and grid is one of the most powerful techniques that you have to use concept in CSS. So this is gap for contained 50 pixels for the flex items, and then we have to specify again the padding 15% for obviously top and bottom, and 0 for the top and sorry, left and right. Now within the container we have to specify top content. So for top content, you can see that here I'm not showing you output because all the output has been meshed. So currently I'm just defining the structures of class, so you can realize that after defining the class how you can see the view, right? So this is display flags for the top content, right? And flags direction, of course, column, then justify content, flag start, line item, flag start, right? After that, we need also the specified content gap, that is 10 pixels. So this is top content, right? Now you can see the structure has been, you can see here, this is the simple text, these are the icons, that social icons, this is the background image, first image, this is the content part, and you can see that we have a contained within this particular hero container, right? Now let's define all the CSS for the top contained, means we are right now in this top contained, correct? So we have to define CSS for this h1, and then we have to define more for the bottom and left and right content. So let's move to the CSS. Now we have to define for the headings. So this is top content h1, and you can see this what is the font size for the h1. So we have to use right line height also, and then font family. So that is where, so this is for h1, and now we have more than one h1, so I am just using so this is for the and child one. And for the some animation effect, we have to specify animation property. The name of the animation is the animation top, anim top, and then transitions to 2s. Oh sorry, 2s is the delay time. Now copy paste for the 2 and 3 headings. So this is second one and this is third one. So this is 2 and this is third heading. We need to change the time here, so 2.3 and here 2.6, right? So this is completely for all heading, right, within the top content. Now we have to define our button that have been used in this course. So width height 50 pixels, border radius 50 pixel, and background color black color. So this is for button color. We have to use variable, and that is light text. Now after that we have to use font size for the text. So this is for button border 1 pixel, solid variable, and color of the border is the border, and right transition. So we are using transition for this, and also we have to specify font weight. So this is font weight 500, margin 10 pixels 0, right? And finally animation, again anim underscore top for this, and variable dash transition 2 for this, 2.9s forward linear. So we define the button, and initially the opacity of button is 0. Now hover effect for the button. So for hover we are using simple background color, so this is background color for the hover effect, and the color is white. So we define button also, and cursor, pointer, and box shadow. So this is the simple button effect. Now we are going to define bottom content class. Here you can see that within the container you can see that top content, and this is the bottom content, and within bottom content we have two sections, left and right. So we have to define this two class more for making our structure complete. And box content, of course, width 100%, display flags justify content space between, align item center, and margin top is 50px. So this is the for bottom content, and within bottom content we have left font size for our left content and font family. So we know that we are using variable. Font weight is 400, margin 10 pixels, 0. So this is the left content heading 2, and animation for top, variable transition 2, delay timing is that 3.7, forwards and linear. So, and initially opacity should be must be 0. So this is the 4, right? Within S2 we have also the strong element, so S2 strong, right? And then font weight is 600. So now in left content we define S2 as well as the strong, and now term is for paragraph. Font size 0.7 RAM, width 80%, light text, animation, anim top, where dash dash transition 2, 3.5s, forwards, linear. Correct. So this is for animations, and as usual opacity remains 0 initially for paragraph also. So this is left content. We also have to be defined that default width of the left content, so make it sure. So here is the output, and you can see that we need to define the lot of the animations first of all, then it will be work. So social icon, you can see that appears, right? But once we define all the animations, it will impactfully appear on the web page. So this is the things that we have to define first, but we just forget it. Now it is okay. So the left content width is 30, and now we have to define the right content on of the bottom, right? So width of the right content is 15%, display flex, justify content flex start, align item flex start, and then text align start. One more thing we need to do is flex direction column, and transform so the right content section has been defined, and now dot right font family for the heading, and that is where font size so this is animations, and we have to define anim top for the animations, and the transitions timing is transition 2, the delay timing is 3.8s, and then forwards linear, right? So this is very systematically done here. You can see this. Now paragraph for the right section, right content P, now light text for the paragraph, margin 5 pixels 0, and then again animation for a anim top where transition to and this is linear. Okay, so we defined h2 paragraph. Okay, we forget to define h1 also, so let's have it. h1, you can see here, right section h2, you can say also that this is h2p and h1. So here is the h1, font size 5 rem, font family and so again anim top transitions to the h1, forwards linear. Okay, so we also define you can see that in maximum cases we used anim top. So once we define this animations within this particular anim section using keyframes, you will see the final effect of the output. So one more thing, this is opacity is 0. Initially I told you that we define the opacity is 0, and then we in animations we make it opacity to 1 set, right? So now has been done. We move swiper, so we have to define swiper and dot swiper dash button dash okay. Initially we won't display this button, and let's define the basic CSS for the swiper btn. Important, this is top 15% left, sorry. So once you define the position of it, you will find this button to the top right side of the browser. So this is swiper btn, you can see here, use these classes at the bottom, swiper btn next, swiper btn previous. Okay, so this is swiper btn So now you can see this is the simple output. For slider we have to write some code, and after defining all the animations you will see the final impact that we are actually designing for that. So again, the swiper underscore btn underscore previous, I am setting close to the right, so left 90%. so once you do this you can see that both buttons are in the right side, right? So this is for this purpose I use 90% from here. So you can see from here it will get the 90% of the browser width, and it will appear to the right side of the your header. Let's now define the animation for the top. So here is another animations, and this is the name of anim, right? Let's change it to top, right? So make it okay 200, it is -20, right? So we are transforming it to this is translate y for the top. So you can see here, right? And you can see that the opacity is now 1. So this is anim top, and one more animation we need to define, that is the scale that we already defined for the background images. So let's define @keyframes anim underscore scale, right, 0%, background size 90%, right? And at the 100%, so this is anim scale, and you can see that we define anim scale for our slide, hero slide. You can see that, you see this is the hero slide, and you can see anim scale is here. So now we define the animations. One more thing we need to do is write the JavaScript code. So we want all the impact of the our web page. So now you can see the output, but I think we had made some mistakes, so let's check it out. We need this button and this text below this heading, so let's check it out. Okay, so we have to specify the flex direction column, right? So this is the flex direction column, and then for all this h1 that are appearing directly, see now it is here, and you can, if once you refresh it, you can see that the effect of this particular is not as we are looking for, because we want every heading should appear one by one. So we need to set opacity, default value is 0 for all this heading. So right, and we forget to apply this thing. So now when animation has been performed, it will set the opacity 1. So initially we have to set up opacity 0 for all headings inside the top content. So now the effect, let's see. So here is the page, and now you can see that. Okay, fine. So this is, yeah, that is perfectly fine, right? So now you can see that the effect is perfectly working. Now we have to create our slider effect, right? Once check, so you can see here this is one, and so how this is fine, right? So these are the headings, these are the social icon, you can see this effect, and now we have to work for our slider. So now let's make it responsive. Okay, so @media, we are writing media query for our web page to make it responsive. And this is, I'm just here writing media queries simplest levels. I'm not covering all the devices and screens, so but you will understand that how we have to define media query for responsive design. So for hero side, so this is for the maximum width 100, and then top. So we have to change our font size, that is by default that is 5 pm rem, and now we have to make it to 4 rem. Same, we have need to change line height. Now hero container after the top content, and for hero container we have to change padding. So this is for same, we have to use left it's not container, it's content, right? So make sure that don't do typing mistake as I'm doing here. So, and I'm extremely sorry for that, but sometimes to type code in fast we make these stupid mistakes. That's why it's required that class name should be so easy, that so we keep remain that which class we are using for which element and which part of the page. So now the right content is, the width of the right content is 5%, and for the left content the width is the 35. So this is the screen now, right? And the same we have to define for the again we have to need for the smaller screen size. So that is max width 900 pixels. If the screen size has been changed, so body and we have to specify bar class. Just right, height 50 pixel, so now this is for the small screen, and we have to make all these changes as we needed for our responsive design. So I'm sorry, it's a relative for the navbar, and then dot menu inside the navbar. So position absolute top 100%, right 0, width 0, height 100 UH, opacity 0, right? So flex direction, column, align item, flex start, right? So now align item flex start, and then we have to specify padding, that is 2%. Left, border left is 1 pixel, solid variable border. So we define the border for the left side only, and then background color, that is where black. So we define for Z index, this is and transition. Okay, fine. So we define about menu. So once we smaller the screen size, this classes will be changed according to this specified code, and then we have to set an li. So this is li after, and then menu li hover effect for so left 0, and then we are defining another class that we used to show the menu in JavaScript. So here's a show menu class, and the width of it is 30%, opacity 1, right? And for hero slide, so now for hero container, we have to just change the padding. Okay, so this is container, and now for the left content dot left content, we have to change the width 50%. The initially it was 30%. So left content width 50%. Now the size of the paragraph font for the left content, that's B. Width initially it was 80%, so we have to change that for the width of the paragraph. And then the bottom contains for BO, bottom content, and we have to set margin 0. For right content, margin top is 15%. Then social icons, left 2%, top 25%. Now dot swiper button, to avoid any conflict, we are just using important swipe button, swiper button previous. So we have to change its 90% to 87%. Initially we set it 90%. So now this is the for, you can see that we define this code for the 900 screen size. Now the last the smallest size is 500 pixel. So fine, dot top content h1, we have to change font size 3 rem and font weight, sorry, line height same as the font size. Hero container gap is 0. And for padding we have to use 25% top bottom and 8% left and right. So for the container, now for the bottom contain flex direction column, justify content center, align item center, so yeah, flex direction column, align item center, justify content center, and gap is now 15 pixels. This gap is for between the flex items, so which are inside the bottom content section, right? So dot right content transform rotate 0 degrees, so margin 0 and width 100%. For left content, width 100%. So this is a very simple media query design code. For swiper button we have to use top 7%, and for previous button we have to use left 82%. Done. So we define our media query code to make our this page responsive, right, with the different screen sizes, right? So see, you can see now the effect of that. This is right, we have to write code to show our menu item and right for this slider, but now content is the according to our media query code. Now we have to write code for the swiper because of our slider and for our toggle button to display our menu. So first of all, I'm writing code for the hero section. So this is where slider we have to create, right? You can see that this code is by default available on the swiper documentation, so you can copy and paste code from there, right? But to explain you, I'm just writing entire code and explain you this is a simple variable, and now we are creating an object for the swiper, and in this we have to specify our class name, on which we are going to apply, right? So this is the swiper, this is the first parameter, and it's the name of your slider names, and then class names, and then we have an object where we have set all the initial setting for this slider. So this is the slides previous view equals to 1, loop true, right? This is basically just an object, so you have to specify in a key value pair. So you can see this is the object, right? And within this object we are passing key and this is the value. So for the loop we have to specify true, so that we can also set the different values, but here I am specifying slide previous view loop speed, right? And this is the speed for our slider, right? Autoplay. In autoplay it's also another JSON object where you can say specify delay. So in delay you have to specify, right, delay timing, and then we have to specify navigation. Again a JSON object value. So next we have to specify our button, or you can say the class, right? So this is for the navigation, and previous we have dot swiper, done. So we specified both the button, and then we need not to do anything more. So these are the setting has been done. Now we have to write code for our button. Now this file should be linked with our HTML file. So this is swiper, and now we have to script.js. So we connected this file to our HTML file. It's too fast. Okay, so I think we made a mistake. Sorry, I made a mistake. Let's check it out. Yes, we need to specify 5000, and I used here. So this is delay has been set, and now you can check how this is the simple refresh. So this is the slider effect, you can see that, and we use here swiper, right? See the all effects, right, one by one with the slide, right, with the animations, delay and all that. So it's a complete design. Now we have to work for our button or menu, right? So let's write the code for JavaScript code for our menu for the responsive design. So now show menu, and let first of all find out the element using query selector, because we are using class names, so use dot to identify the element. Okay, now then let menu. So again document dot menu. So now we have bar and menu in our JavaScript code. So now we have to write dot add event listener, and of course we have to write code for the click event. This is simple arrow functions to define our code, and simply menu dot class list dot toggle. So we have to use once we click, it will show the apply the class show menu, then we click again, it will hide the menu, it will remove the show menu class. So underscore menu. So this is complete code. Now we write everything that we need for this special design. So I hope you liked then everything. Whatever you didn't like, please comment me and tell me what need to improve. So I just try my best to keep cool and slow to explain the things so that you can understand easily, right? But it's required that you have to keep patience, watch entire video till the end, and subscribe for more videos, right? But let's check out our final output of the code. So this is the responsive design. You can check the design and the effect you can see here. See, now this is the slider and this is the menu. But if you want to change the width of this menu, you can change here. So here is the complete design and you can see that everything is working fine. Your menu, right? These are the effect. So check it out. This is the final design with all the effect. You can see the menu hover effect, right, as well as the slider effect. Here you can see, right. So once the slider has been work, right, you can see all the effect in that. So see all the effect with that. So this is the complete effect. I hope you like the video. Please subscribe my channel and be with us to learn more and more web development tutorials.